Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Rajeev with Voleti. I'm a PhD student in aerospace engineering, currently an intern with Julia Hub. I'm going to be talking about quadrotor trajectory synthesis and control in Julia. So the quadrotor model derived is using a force balance on a rigid body. The quadrotor is a differentially flat system. For those new to controls, a differentially flat system is one where the state of the system can be expressed as a function of flat outputs and their derivatives, which for our case is described as the position in space, x, y, z, and the heading psi. We use the position, velocity, rotation matrix, and angular velocity to describe the state of our quadrotor. The dynamical equations are explicitly defined in MTK. The quadrotor is a very well documented problem in controls and serves as a platform to showcase controls, estimations, and various other applications. So we assume that the thrust produced by the four rotors acts upwards in the body axis, and the moment caused by them is denoted by m. The assumption aligns with those made in literature, as the individual angular velocities of each rotor can be related to the thrust and the moment through an invertible matrix shown. We assume no constraints on the thrust and moment for now, and the required thrust and moments can be mapped to low-level controls through the invertible matrix. So the control inputs are the thrust required and the moments generated along the three axes. To follow trajectories design, we use a nonlinear geometric controller. The idea behind this is similar to a backstepping controller, which involves designing desired dynamics for the quadrotor and stepping back to cancel the nonlinearities and inversely find the control input required to affect the desired dynamics. The advantages of using a nonlinear controller, such as the geometric controller, is that it accounts for the nonlinearity of the system. The state decays to the desired value of the output exponentially, thereby ensuring precise tracking, which is evident from the graphic, which is hard to do with just a linear PID controller. The geometric controller follows the trajectory precisely, whereas the linear PID controller overshoots a little bit. This can be mitigated through gain tuning and heuristics. However, the geometric controller is far easier to deal with in this application. The geometric controller allows us to perform acrobatic maneuvers like the stabilizing of a falling quad or having a quadrotor track a tight spiral much more effectively than a linear PID would. So the next piece of the puzzle is the trajectory optimizer. The optimizer is multi-segment between n waypoints. The cost to optimize is the snap, or the fourth order derivative of the position, to ensure a smooth trajectory. It uses osqp.jl to solve the resulting optimization problem to generate polynomials in time of the flat output of the differentially flat quadrotor system. The generated trajectories are smooth, which avoids the wear and malfunction of motors. They can be made more aggressive, like making the quadrotor fit through tight spaces or execute tricky maneuvers that require precision. So the trajectory to be generated can be customized for specific applications, like if smoothness is not a particular concern, the objective can be to minimize the time taken, or the fuel, or the battery consumed. The trajectory generation process can be extended to a wide variety of systems and trajectory synthesis problems. And so this is the overall structure of integrating the trajectory optimizer with the quadrotor using a geometric controller. So based on an array of waypoints and corresponding time required for each segment that needs to be designed, the trajectory optimizer synthesizes a desired output, which the geometric controller uses along with the state feedback to synthesize the control to make the quadrotor follow the desired trajectory. The control generation and trajectory optimization has been done using JuliaSim control, and the quadrotor model is a part of the aerial vehicles model library within JuliaSim. So in this Makie visualization of the simulation, we see the quadrotor following a trajectory generated between four waypoints. The first and the fourth waypoints are at the origin, and each segment takes about 1.25 seconds by design. So as you can see, the quadrotor hits all the waypoints and returns back to the origin as planned smoothly. The trajectory optimizer in its current form can be used for path planning, and the geometric controller tracks this optimal trajectory rather well. So, yeah. Thank you. Yes.
You mentioned the cost is the fourth derivative, presumably the position, but how does that, I mean, I have two questions really about that. How does it ensure that it's actually going to end up going to wavelengths? And second, in many of these kinds of cases that I've seen, part of the cost function at least is the transit time for the trajectory.
Yes.
So it sounds like you neglected the time to actually perform this maneuver?
It's not that I neglected it, it's a design parameter. I can also take into that account and have it do it in minimum time, but the plan here was to make a minimum snap trajectory, which, so if there's like rubble and stuff and the quadrotor has to track a really tight like little corner, it cannot just sort of be janky about it because it might hit one of the rotors onto the side, so it has to be really smooth. And so when you want to ensure a smooth movement through like a really small space or a corridor, you would minimize the snap as a standard, which is like the second derivative of the acceleration. Just so the position, velocity, acceleration, and the jerk are smooth, and it's just going right through. The waypoint is a constraint. Yes, the waypoint is a constraint. But so we have the flat output variables, the state of the system, and so the flat outputs, the trajectory, what the trajectory optimizer is generating is polynomials in time for the flat outputs, which is the x, y, z, and psi. And so the optimizer is not related to the dynamics. It takes into account the waypoints, the time that you need to traverse the waypoints, and it spits out a polynomial in time for the flat outputs to follow, which will make sure that it hits all the waypoints and comes back to the origin in the specified time. Thank you.